What's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. I hope you're all doing fine. And today we're going to continue with The Allegory of the Cave by Plato. So let's do this. He will then proceed to argue that this is he who gives the season and the years, and is the guardian of all that is in the visible world, and in a certain way the cause of all things which he and his fellows have been accustomed to behold. Clearly, he said, he would first see the sun and reason about him. And when he remembered his old habitation and the wisdom of Dan, and his fellow prisoners, do you not suppose that he would felicitate himself on the change and pity them? Certainly he would. And if they were in the habit of conferring honors among themselves of those who were quickest to observe the passing shadows, and to remark which of them went before, and which followed after, and which were together, and who were therefore best able to draw conclusions as to the future, do you think that he would care for such honorous and glorious, or envy the professors of them? Would he not say with Homer, better to be the poor servant of a poor master? And to endure anything rather than think as they do and live after their manner. Yes, he said, I think that he would rather suffer anything than entertain these false notions and live in this miserable manner. Imagine once more, I said, such an one coming suddenly out of the sun to be replaced in his old situation. Would he not be certain to have his eyes full of darkness? To be sure, he said. And if there were a contest, and he had to compete in measuring the shadows with the prisoners who had never moved out of the den, while his sight was still weak, and before his eyes had become steady, and the time which would be needed to acquire this new habit of sight might be very considerable, would he not be ridiculous? Men would say of him that up he went and down he came without his eyes, and that it was better not even to think over ascending, and if anyone tried to lose another and lead him up to the light, let him only catch the offender, and they would put him to death. No question, he said. This entire allegory, I said, you may now append your cloak on to the previous argument. The prison house is the world of sight, the light of the fire is the sun, and you will not misapprehend me if you interpret the journey upwards to be the ascent of the soul into the intellectual world, according to my poor belief, which, at your desire, I have expressed, whether rightly or wrongly, God knows. But whether true or false, my opinion is that in the world of knowledge, the idea of good appears last of all, and is seen only with an effort, and when seen is also inferred to be the universal actor of all things, beautiful and right, parent of light and of the Lord of light in this visible world, and the immediate source of reason and truth in the intellectual. And that this is the power upon which he who would act rationally either in public or private life must have his eye fixed. I agree, he said, as far as I am able to understand you. Moreover, I said, you must not wonder that those who attain to this beatific vision are unwilling to descend to human affairs, for their souls are ever hastening unto the upper world where they desire to dwell. Which desire of theirs is very natural, if our allegory may be trusted. Yes, very natural. And is there anything surprising in one who passes from divine contemplations to the evil state of man, misbehaving himself in a ridiculous manner, if, while his eyes are blinking and before he has become accustomed to the surrounding darkness, he is compelled to fight in courts of law or in other places about the images of the shadows of images of justice, and is endeavoring to meet the conceptions of those who have never yet seen absolute justice. Anything but surprising, he replied. Anyone who has common sense will remember that the bewilderments of the eyes are of two kinds and arise from two causes, either from coming out of the light or from going into the light, which is true of the mind's eye quite as much of a bodily eye. And he who remembers this when he sees any of whose vision is perplexed and weak will not be too ready to laugh. He will first ask whether that soul of man has come out of the brighter life and is unable to see because unaccustomed to the dark, or having turned from darkness to the day is dazzled by excess of light. And he will count the one happy in his condition and state of being, and he will pity the other, or if he have a mind to laugh at a soul which comes from below into the light, there will be more reason in this than the love which greets him who returns from above out of the light into the den. That, he said, is very just distinction. Alright, guys. Thank you for joining me today and see you tomorrow. We can continue. See you tomorrow. Bye.